Hey everyone, so I'm here at one of my detours. I figured since we're talking about mythology, why not go to one of the originals? So I had the doctor drop me off over here at Camp Half-Blood, which for those who don't know, is a camp for demigods, specifically the Greek ones. Not a demigod myself, but if I were, I would probably be in Athena's cabin. I would love to be in Artemis's cabin, but since she doesn't have children and therefore can't have demigods, that's not even an option. Anyway, so while I'm here, before I go on with the rest of today's lesson, because this video is very important, by the way, this video is actually going to give you all the information you're going to need to know for your project that's actually going to be due on Friday. So instead of a regular assessment, you're going to have a project due, which is actually really cool. You're going to make your own Hindu god. However, this video is going to help you have all the necessary information to do that. So please watch this. If you don't usually watch these videos, this is one you need to watch. So before we get to all that though, I want to actually answer some of the questions you guys had about Hindu religion and mythology from yesterday. The first one being, why are there 33 million gods and goddesses? Um, think about the government and how many positions we have. So think of the politicians, the teachers, the construction workers, the lawyers, the parks and rec people, the president, all of that stuff. Think about all of that and multiply it by 200 or so. And then also multiply that by like 200 countries. You're going to have hundreds of thousands of workers in the government, right? To control basically the world. So that if you imagine that's like the people who are kind of like working to keep the world in order. Think how many people that is. It's several hundred thousand. Now, take that and then think about making it universal. So in Hindu religion, it's not just about our planet. It's not just about Earth. It's a universal concept. So to them, the overlying idea is that Krishna, the supreme being, has to place individuals to oversee every aspect of the universe. That's everything. That's the ocean, the rivers, the winds, the sea, space, stars, the sun, not the movement of the sun, but the sun itself, and then the actual movement of the sun, and then the moons, and then one for each star. And if you think about that, it's not hard to imagine 33 million gods and goddesses. Now, the other question was, how do you know which god or goddess to worship? Well, just kind of like in ancient Rome, most gods and goddesses, or a huge chunk of them rather, in the Hindu religion are local. So they're specific to particular areas or towns or cities or what have you, villages as it were. They have kind of their own god, kind of like in the video we saw yesterday, like families seem to have like kind of their own god. So add all that into there as well. Your family is going to kind of help you figure out, here's who you should be worshiping or here's what you should believe in. You always are going to kind of believe in the main ones with the main stories. There's also the whole idea of everything is very cylindrical. So the idea of rebirth and karma and what's the reincarnation, it all is a loop. So it's gonna all come back around eventually. But anyway, to also give you a couple numbers on that, I did a little bit more research. So for reference, the Greeks had 12 to 14 main gods, right? And then they had over 300 mini-gods or demigods. That's a lot. And you only learn about 13 or 14 usually. Coincidentally, the Romans, kind of the same thing. 12 main gods, but they don't know exactly how many gods the Roman religion practiced or believed in, because every village and town kind of had their own deity that they worshiped. So kind of in the same position. So that was question number one. Question number two, why are Hindu gods blue? Very good question. I wondered the same thing. Most of it has to do with symbolism. In the Hindu religion, every aspect of a god or goddess, a deity, is symbolic of something. So if you find a picture of them and there's a cobra next to them, the cobra represents something. So the color blue in Hindu religion actually represents eternity. So if you think about it's like infinite, an infinite continuous reality. So to make your gods blue makes the most sense. It represents that reality and that eternal thought that they would maybe die and they get reborn and that sort of thing, back and forth. Another one is, a lot of it is in stories as well. So for instance, Shiva, the goddess of destruction and rebirth, or the god, sorry, of destruction and rebirth, he's blue. And the reason he is blue, according to stories, is because he actually drank poison to kind of change the tides in a war between some demons and gods, like eons ago. Another one is also blue because they were tried to be poisoned with poisoned milk when they were a baby, and so therefore they have blue skin, and so on and so forth. So it's one of the reasons they all have blue skin, one of them. But again, it's in the stories, so it kind of represents each god or goddess. 3, why so many arms? That was pretty simple. It's to show how powerful they are. Just to show that they have more power and more oomph than humans do. They have multiple arms, so that you can see them having multiple things at once. So you can actually see that the gods are capable of doing more than one thing simultaneously. Also, usually Hindu gods are holding something in their hands, usually 4 different things, and they all represent something about the person. So for instance, if I was a Hindu god and I had 4 hands, but if I did, my 4 symbols would be a pair of dancing shoes. I'll take it back. No, I'm gonna keep it. A pair of dancing shoes, like a pair of point shoes. A fairy. I prepared all this, by the way. A seashell. And a 20-sided dice. Now that I've said this, I will give ClassCraft points to anyone who can leave in the private comments of this particular assignment today the reason those 4 things would be symbolic of me. A fairy, a seashell, 20-sided dice, and a pair of point shoes. Now, that's why they have 4 arms. The next one says, are there any rituals or certain things that they do to praise their gods? Of course there are. Kind of the same things we've talked about. They go to the temples, they go to these different kind of like altars throughout the city and stuff to do their different prayers to different ones for different things. But they also have different festivals and stuff that you'll hear a lot about. Diwali, for one, is called the Festival of Lights. It's incredibly colorful. There's all sorts of stuff that goes on. Holi, which I might be mispronouncing, and if I am, I'm so sorry. Or maybe Holi is the festival of spring. So that would be one that either has happened or is about to happen. And then Kumbh Mela, again, might be mispronouncing, so I'm sorry. Kumbh Mela is a huge bathing celebration to celebrate their religion, specifically within the river Ganges. So it's a huge pilgrimage. People go to the river, they bathe in the river, which is really nasty, by the way, but that's what they do. It's a holy river, and that's another one of their big festivals. And then the last question that was kind of asked very often was, why are so many of them half man and half animal, or have part of an animal on them? Again, that's in their story. So if you go and you research some of these gods and goddesses, their story tells you why they have like the head of an elephant or the body of a snake or whatever it is that they got. But in general, that's kind of how it was. Now, for today, one of the things you're going to do is you guys are going to create your own Hindu gods. It's pretty cool. You're going to create a god, you're going to go through all the steps, and then you're actually going to draw it. Now, I'm going to walk you through all the requirements real fast before I send you on your way and give you your final rundown for the day. So, here's what we got. You guys are going to do this project right here. It's called a new god or goddess. You guys are going to create your own deity. Now it says, many Hindu gods and goddesses have special attributes such as extra arms, heads, eyes, and body parts from different animals. They are pictured holding symbolic objects in their hands, and these objects represent their special powers or abilities. Your task, you are going to create your own Hindu deity or god or goddess. Deity means god or goddess. Your deity should have their own special attributes, powers, and strengths. You will write a paragraph or make a video describing your deity's characteristics with explanations for each. You will also draw a picture representing them. How you draw your picture is up to you. If you want to paint it, you want to draw it, you want to color it, you want to cut out a whole bunch of different pieces and put them together off the internet or off a magazine, or if you want to dress up in costume and do it, it's up to you. I just need a physical representation of your deity that I can have a picture of. Details that you're going to need. You're going to need a name for your deity. For the just for your knowledge, Hindi is the language most Indians speak and is used in Hindu. You can get a translator online. 4 arms. Each arm must represent a different skill, power, or strength. You also need an animal. Your deity must incorporate an animal in some way. It can be a part of them, their body, their head. It could be a vehicle, which I'm about to get to. The vehicle is how your deity moves, something to stand on, sit on, or move with, such as a lotus flower, a cloud, magic carpet, an animal, etc. If you really feel up to it and you want to get a little bit of extra credit, you can actually write a story or a myth about your deity, which, by the way, once you get started, is actually a lot easier than it sounds. Maybe you want to make a creation myth. Maybe you want your deity to help explain why cats have tails or dogs bark and don't meow. I don't know. That part's up to you. The next part is your overall requirements. All of this is going to involve 3 full things. 1, there's a planning page, which I'm going to get to. Your descriptive paragraph or video. This can be written as a point of view. You could do it as like a movie description. You could do it as an audio. We can make a video, make an audio. You could do it as an interview, whatever works for you. And then the picture, some kind of visual representation of your deity. As a hint, if you want to do the costume thing, try getting a family member to help. I mean, you only have 2 arms, but another family member also has 2 arms. You could always manage to take a picture that way. Just the thought. Schedule. Today, Wednesday, your job is to complete the god or goddess planning page. Now, if you spend more than 30 minutes on that, you've gone too long. Do what you can in 30 minutes. Unless you're done with all your other schoolwork and you just feel like going for it, then by all means finish the page. But otherwise, if you spend 30 minutes but you still have other schoolwork to do, stop my work, do their work, and then you can either come back to it later or you can work on it tomorrow. Thursday, tomorrow, you're going to try to complete the descriptive paragraph or video, which I have a template for you if you choose to use. It's down below. And then on Friday, pretty much everything is due. So your Friday assignment will be to complete your illustration in some way, submit everything so I have it, and I can give you your grade for it. Other details and thoughts. Take your time. Don't spend the entire day doing this, guys. If you spend more than 30 minutes, stop for the day, come back to it the next day, unless you're just raring to go and you're going to come back to it at the end. Your descriptive paragraph is just a paragraph, maybe 2. Don't give me a novel. Coincidentally, if you're making a video, don't make it more than 5 minutes long. Your goal is to have this all turned in by Friday. That means technically you have till the end of Sunday night to finish it, but the sooner the better. And do you really want to work on the weekend? Because I know I really don't, and I don't think you do either. When it comes to coming up with your deity themes, there's certain ideas you can have. Maybe it's a god or goddess of a sport. Pick a specific sport. Maybe it's for dance. Maybe it's the goddess of interpretive dancing. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's the goddess of voguing. Maybe it's a TikTok dancer. I don't. Goddess of TikTok. Right? Maybe it's the like, okay, anyway. Maybe it's a god or goddess of the arts. Maybe it's a god or goddess of mosaics or chalk art or like murals. I don't know. Come up with something. Learning, scientific advancements, all of those things are your choice. Don't use the ones that are just here. Come up with some on your own and why. This is what you have to do today. It says Hindu deity planning page. I'm going to make it even bigger so you can't miss it. This is your work today, guys. Name of your deity. What are they known for? What are they god or goddess of? What are their 4 arms? What are they holding? What do they represent? How are you going to incorporate an animal into your drawing or paragraph? What does the animal represent? What kind of vehicle are they riding? And then are there anything else about them? What are they wearing? Is their skin a certain color? Is there a reason their skin's a certain color? Maybe their head's on backwards. Maybe their arms are backwards. You tell me. This is on you. You guys figure it out. When it comes to the actual writing, I'm going to show you guys this tomorrow, but here's the template for that and such. Okay. So there you have it. It sounds like a lot of information, but once you get started, it's not so bad. So for today, here's what you got. Watch your intro video. You're at the end. You made it to the end of the intro video. Congratulations. 2, you're going to watch a video. This video is called it's a video about Brahma. Okay. It's I can't remember the name of the, can't remember the name of the video, but it's on there. It's a kind of a history of Brahma. It's a very good video. It's going to help you do this project and know a little bit more about the Hindu gods and goddesses than what I just mentioned. And then 3, work on it. Work on your project. Come up with something, talk to each other. If you have any questions about it or concerns or whatever, I still have office hours today and tomorrow. You can also email me, send me a private message, or whatever it is you want to do. The point is, guys, have fun with this. Make a really cool goddess or god or goddess or deity. It doesn't have to be gender specific. Make them be cool. Make your deity be cool. Have fun with it. Be expressive, be unusual, be creative. When you got online, there's going to be a rubric, there's going to be this, and there's actually going to be an example page that I did for you of a deity that I created. So with that said, good luck today, guys. Have fun. Don't forget, if you can leave a comment and tell me what my 4 symbols represent and why I have them, you get ClassCraft points. And then other than that, I think that's it for today. I'm gonna go train. I think I'm gonna try archery today with some centaurs. Not 100% sure. Party ponies all the way. But I'm gonna go do some stuff. I'm going to go learn what it's like to be a demigod. Hopefully I don't die. I hear there's like a flaming climbing wall or something. I'm not really sure about that one. But we're gonna give it a shot with my really cool new shirt that they gave me when I came. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great time. Have a great day. Be productive. Help each other out. Just be awesome. Be awesome.